Like you live to work, you just wake up and do stuff all day and then go to bed and that's it?
Yeah, yeah, that's it. That's it. That's basically it. Because then I'm finishing work at like 6 to 7 p.m. and then I'm just yeah eating something and then I'm just watching TV because I'm too tired to really do anything else.
I think it's often a symptom of not being sure about like where you're trying to get to that makes the days feel pointless, you know? It's hard to feel a lot of sense of fulfillment in your day if you don't really, it's like if you were a builder, but you don't know what the building is that you're building. You don't know what the project is. Someone just said, "Here, go lay bricks here," and you say, "Okay," but you don't really know like when it's finished and what it's going to look like. You don't have the clear vision of what you're working toward. You know. So that's one thing is this idea of a vision, right? And if you're not being, and it kind of these are sort of like two sides of the same answer, but basically like when you played poker, I imagine you were much more stressed.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, in general, yeah.
Uncertainty about the future, uncertainty about your finances,
That's it.
uh, necessity to do well. You must study, you must work, you must succeed. You're like running away from something, right? You're running away from failure, running away from stress, running away from going broke. It's all these survival based, high intensity, stressful emotions that you got accustomed to living in. You clearly objectively don't want to be that, but it's understandable that it takes some time, and Josh called like stimulation that you're missing. It's like if you're not going to be running away from a fear, you need to be called toward a vision, you know, because otherwise you're in no man's land, right? Like
Yeah,
in order to have purpose, you either need to be working toward a cause, a purpose, a vision, an idea, something that you want that excites you, finding a goal, setting a goal. And it can, sometimes people just set a goal. They just decide, okay, I'm going to do this. And they figure out a way to get like, they get clear on what they want to do. And just the fact that they do something they put their mind to makes them happy. Like you don't want to put yourself in a bad situation to give yourself a reason to live to get out of it, right? You'd rather just stay in a good situation and start to imagine a better situation. And maybe that better situation is wife and kids. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not like, oh, I'm a square because I got a job and got kids and a wife and I have a family. Like there's nothing wrong with that. But it's getting kind of clear on what that is. Like what would make you happy? Where would you like to be in 3 years' time? Where do you want to be living? What kind of lifestyle do you want to have? What kind of hobbies and things outside of your job do you want to be doing? Like what would really make the expression is make your heart sing, but it sounds super lame. But you know what I mean? Like what would make you wake up full of joy? What would make you go through your day just like happy to be alive, like joyful? What kind of things do you want to do with your time? What kind of people do you want to work with? What kind of things do you want to work them on? For almost all people, once you get your own needs met, if you don't find a way to get joy out of serving other people, it's like life does get pretty lame because life isn't just all about you, right? Once you have your needs met, it's like you either focus on creating an awesome life for your family and the people around you, or you try to make the world a better place and you help other people that you meet people and get to know them and then help them, right? Everyone I work with, they either set a new goal immediately or they get what they wanted and it still doesn't make them happy. Like life is not about destinations. It's such a cliche, but it's true. It's like it's about a journey you enjoy, and that's why it's so important to learn how to be happy in the moment. Like if you think you're going to be happy when you get the big win, the big seven-figure score, like you're probably wrong. If you get deep levels of happiness from like seeing your vision come to reality. So I think like if you always wanted a Lamborghini, you might get more fun out of the fact that you always wanted one and then you got one than the fact that like you drove one. you know it's more about like, look what I did, look what I could accomplish. Happiness deepens with deepening your richness of experience of life, right? So if you go through life and you're quite aware, like, oh, if I just go through life and good emotions, my career, and then like I don't have any problems, and I watch TV and I go to sleep, it's like it's okay. It's most people only work on trying to get more stuff that should objectively add to their happiness, have bigger house, bigger car, all this stuff, but they don't work on this like enriching the experience of life, you know? Like, how do I smell the flowers more, you know? How do I actually feel the day, feel the sunlight on my skin? And honestly, one of the main answers is gratitude, right? It's living in that state of gratitude, that state of like awe and reverence for life, you know, seeing life as almost like a holy or sacred experience, and doing things that help foster that sense. Like, you know, you got the gratitude journaling and stuff we talked about in this program, but you've also got like, you know, traveling, meeting people, exploring the world, being curious, being a student of life, you know, really getting to know people, forming meaningful connections. This kind of stuff is what makes life worth living. Relationships, experiences. You know, it comes down to gratitude, and it comes down to this idea, like, no one ever told you your whole life that like, if you were trying to be happier, the codes are on the inside.